This is Communities Live on Sheffield Live Radio 93.2 FM with me, Susie Casson, and T-Boys Busy Making Tea. And we're joined in the studio by Craig Teal and Francis Taylor, who are going to be talking about DonQuest and their new film, which sounds really exciting. So, first of all, Craig, can you tell us a bit about your background as a filmmaker?
Well, yes, I started off like most people and spent most of the youth watching fantasy films and sci-fi films, which kind of got me interested in that genre. And then I kind of dreamt about getting involved in film, but never had the avenue. Eventually, I managed to get contacts and get involved with a web series called Wren, The Girl with the Mark, down in Cambridge. And that ultimately led me to going to an event in Sheffield called Shooters in the Pub, which is run by the South Yorkshire Filmmakers Network. Got me in contact with Rob Speranza, who runs it, and got me my contacts, and that's kind of what's kind of led me to get into the film industry.
Great, fantastic. So, Fran, can I ask how you're involved?
Okay, so my involvement, Susie, nice to see you again.
Yeah, and you.
My involvement with this this project is to. It's not more the filmmaking side of it. It's actually the festival, the film festival, science fiction and film festival, which will be taking place later on in the year, to help organise it and bring people to the table. And also little bits of whatever else I can do to support.
Lovely. So the event's called DonQuest.
DonQuest as in Doncaster
Yeah.
Quest. So
Great.
DonQuest.
And can you tell us a bit about what that is?
Well, it took us probably 2 or 3 weeks to actually come up with the name, but mainly because we wanted to create an event that would focus on the fantasy and science fiction genres, with the main focus on creating something unique. There are a lot of film festivals and there are a lot of conventions, but there haven't really been any that have actually created a composite event, which would be the Film Fantasy Festival taking place around a comic convention, which is kind of what we're looking to do. So it's kind of the first time it's all been brought together in one Uber event, for lots of a better term.
Great. So it sounds like a lot of organisation going on there, Fran.
Yes, a lot of organisation. Obviously, I'm looking a bit windswept today. That's kind of how I look most of the time, even without the wind. Yeah. But no, it's all going well. It's in the early to medium stages, I would say. We've spoke to Doncaster Racecourse, who are going to be hosting the event. We've also been in touch with the Deaf Foundation that are very close to the racecourse in Doncaster. So we've got partners involved. So yes, it's going very well.
Great. So there are two sides to the event. There's the film and the Comic Con.
Yes.
What is a Comic Con for someone who hasn't been before?
I'll take that one.
That's definitely your area.
But basically, a Comic Con doesn't necessarily just mean comics. The idea is generally a Comic Con will be an event where you can go and you can buy things that are in the geeky chic. So you've got things like T-shirts and comic book character mugs, and you'll have people dressed up as Captain America and Batman there, and you might have cars and vehicles. So it's basically a good opportunity to go and occasionally you get to meet some of your heroes from film and TV as well. And just have fun, and sometimes you can play games there, and you can take part in talks and discussions, and have cosplay, which is where you dress up as a character, competitions as well. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. But as time's gone on, there's Comic Cons based around horror, and then also more focused on sci-fi. Whereas what we're doing is we're focusing just on fantasy and the science fiction aspects of the Comic Con.
Great. So DonQuest is at Doncaster Racecourse?
It is.
That's right.
When is it going to be?
It's on the bank holiday weekend of May, which is on the 27th and the 28th.
Great. And what's the cost to enter?
For a single day ticket, it'll be £8, and we are offering a weekend rate ticket of £15.
Great. And have you planned anything yet? Have you got things in place that are going to be happening?
Yeah, we basically we're going to have the film festival there. So we've actually got. I've been speaking to some people in America. I'll release more details on that later, but they've given us permission to show some of their fantasy films. There are other people making films around the UK that will be letting us screen their films or trailers as well. In regards to the Comic-Con aspects of it, in addition to all the normal staples, they've got people in costume and other stalls and things like that. We're also going to have lots of events. We're going to have people doing choreography examples, so people fighting with weapons, people fighting martial arts, people doing prosthetics and makeup effects. So there's lots of things for people to experience and get involved in and see just what goes on behind the scenes.
Fantastic, sounds really good. And so the basic idea for the DonQuest was to raise money for a film. Can you tell us a bit about the film, Fran?
I think that's definitely more your area. I know you're doing a lot of talking, but I think it's definitely more your area. I know it's based on your brilliant book, but I've not been involved in that side of it as much. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. No. Trust me, you will be.
Yeah.
But I created a fantasy setting called The Chronicles of Alundra. That currently has been turned into a book which is available under the name The Tales of Alundra on Amazon and other stockists. I also created a soundtrack with a Sheffield-based composer called The Music of Alundra, which is available on iTunes. Basically that's kind of got the brand created. We've then taken those characters from that book and we've actually created a film around them, which is going to be called Hunters Hunted. And in a nutshell, it's about a guy with a dark past hunting down some killers who have abducted his daughter, and it all accumulates with 3 different groups meeting in one place for a final showdown. We're going to have lots of prophecies and lots of dark elves, lots of evil things involved. So we're looking to really get a small teaser made to approach investments with. So the convention itself is to generate the revenue to basically pay the talent, because we're working with a Sheffield-based cinematographer called Robert Beck. We're looking at him coming on board and using his expertise. So these things don't come cheap, and that's why we're going to be looking to raise this money.
Yeah, and you mentioned you're trying to include diversity in the film as well.
Yeah, this is a topic quite close to my heart, to be honest. It all stemmed from I started to create these characters, and I wanted to make one of the characters a little bit special about them, something that was unique. Because when you're writing, if you give a character something a form of disability, like they can't speak or might have a limp, it makes them more interesting. And it got me thinking that in fantasy, if you ever watch a fantasy film or read a fantasy book, if they have a deaf character, they are normally made out to be a joke with an ear horn, and it's all quite funny. So what I've done is I've actually created a character called Sharina, who is a deaf huntress who uses her lip reading ability and the fact that she can sign to make her a really effective agent who can sneak. She can see what people are saying in crowded inns, and we're using the fact that she has these skills as a major asset, which actually makes her a better asset than some of the more able-bodied people in her band. And that's going to stem to other things, and because of that diversity, we've now cast a deaf actress in that role, and we'll be looking at obviously reaching out to other people with things such as anxiety issues, autism, or other physical disabilities, just so they have the opportunity to come across. They will have the talent, they will have the drive, and sometimes those doors are shut. And one of the things we're looking to do at DonQuest is kind of open these doors and say, you can come in and, yes, you might be in a wheelchair, but we can show you how to do things such as editing and do things behind the scenes. So we want to really open up the doors and invite everybody who has an interest, regardless of their background.
Great. So it sounds like a great place for filmmakers to meet.
Yeah,
local filmmakers. Fantastic. So, Fran, I was going to ask, are you looking for volunteers for the DonQuest?
Yes, definitely. We're looking to get a big group of volunteers for on the day, obviously with marshalling and supporting stall holders, and also any of the talent that may be coming along, any of our speakers. But even in the run-up to it, I guess there's going to be so much work to do with the marketing, promoting, you know, even if it is somebody who just wants to be sharing on Facebook. These are all things that we will need people to help with. So yeah, that's in general what we need. Obviously volunteers, kind of, you can't do a lot of things without them. It's very difficult. And with having such a low to minimum budget, that's something, it's going to be much more beneficial for us and make a better quest, which, who knows, could end up being something that's a yearly event.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's always hard when it's something new in a new venue, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Get the word out.
Definitely.
Brilliant. So, can I finally ask you both, what are you most looking forward to at DonQuest?
I'm really looking forward to just seeing the buzz and the vibe of it once it's all got going. You know, once you've put all those plans into place and then you see those, hopefully thousands of people come along, you know, coming along and actually getting involved and interacting with people, walking away with a smile on the face. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same with me in that respect. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the events. We're running a PlayStation 4 Destiny tournament as well, so we're going to have people from all across the UK coming to compete in that. I'm looking at getting some celebrities from things like Star Wars and other fantasy films along, so it'd be great to meet these people as well, and also to see the look of people's faces when they actually get to see, you know, people hitting themselves with swords in this choreographed fight, and just seeing what goes on behind the scenes to show just how brutal it can be to actually film these fight scenes. So I'm just really looking forward to see these people come along and actually enjoy themselves on the day out.
Great. Oh, it sounds fantastic. Lovely. Can we just run through the details again? So it's on the May Day bank holiday weekend.
Which is at the end of May, 27th and 28th.
Yeah.
Time-wise?
We're looking at the main event starting at 11 a.m. With the finish time around 5:30. Though we will be offering a higher priced early bird ticket at £10. Which will allow you entry at basically an hour earlier, so you get to beat the crowds basically. And we're also looking for people who are interested in hosting stalls at the event as well. So again, if you want to get in touch about that, we have a Facebook page underneath the name of DonQuest UK. Just drop us a message. We have a website as well. Just you'll see all the details on there, and we can see about getting you a stall.
Great. So that's the best way to get in touch. DonQuest.
Yeah,
Yes.
DonQuest UK.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So filmmakers, stall holders.
Anybody who's